Okay, I'd like to do a quick review of this book that I found on eBay. This is the original Webster's unabridged dictionary. Pretty thick book. But, I got it for $15, but this thing is awesome. That's probably 3 inches thick. Has an inscription in here which I cannot read. Looks like it does say Columbia City, BF something. Anyways, which was pretty neat. But I want you to see something about this dictionary that's amazing. Here's a picture of Noah Webster. This is right here, if you can see this date, published by 1894. Of course, he came out with the 1828, which I really wanted to find, but the good thing about this Bible, it has the author's preface, and this is very interesting. Memoirs of the author. And I want to show you here. Noah Webster was born in Hartford, Connecticut, about 3 miles from the center of the city on the 16th of October, 1758. But there are some amazing, this is several pages long. What I wanted to read to you was something right here that's so awesome about this Bible. Not Bible, but of course all through this thing there's Bible quotations. And I want to read to you, starting right here. In his religious feelings, Dr. Webster was remarkably equable and cheerful. He had a very strong sense of the providence of God as extending to the minutest concerns of life. In this he found a source of continual support and consolation under the severe labors and numerous trials which he had to endure. To the same divine hand he habitually referred all his enjoyments, and it was known to his family that he rarely, if ever, took the slightest refreshment of any kind, even between meals, without a momentary pause and a silent tribute of thanks to God as the giver. He made the scriptures his daily study. After the completion of his dictionary, especially, they were always lying on his table, and he probably read them more than all other books. He felt from that time that the labors of his life were ended and that little else remained but to prepare for death. With a grateful sense of past mercies, a cheering consciousness of present support, and an animating hope of future blessedness, he waited with patience until his appointed change should come. But I want you to notice over here, these wonderful portion right here, where he calls in this minister. Okay, it just so happened right here said, he spoke of his long life as one of uniform enjoyment because filled at every age with active labors of some valuable end. He expressed his entire resignation to the will of God and his unshaken trust in the atoning blood of the Redeemer. It was an interesting coincidence that his former pastor, the Reverend Mr. Stewart, who received him to the church 35 years before, had just arrived at New Haven on a visit to his friends. He called immediately, and the interview brought into affecting comparison the beginning and the end of that long period of consecration of service of Christ. The same hopes which he had cheered the vigor of manhood were now shedding a softened light over the decay and sufferings of age. He said, I quote, "I know in whom I have believed." Such was the solemn and affecting testimony that he gave to his friend while the hand of death was upon him. "I know in whom I have believed, and that he is able to keep that which I have committed to him against that day." Thus, without one doubt, one fear, he resigned his soul into the hands of his Maker and died on the 28th day of May, 1853, in the 85th year of his age. In his person, Dr. Webster was tall and somewhat slender, remarkably erect throughout his life, and moving even in his advanced years with a light and elastic step. Now, what modern dictionary is going to have that in it? This here, the 1794 version of Webster's dictionary. I just thought you'd like to see that. Thank you. God bless you.